What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Will 59. On today's episode, we're going to be installing the 302, or it'll say part 1 at the end of the title, and it'll say the process of putting the 302 in. I'm not too sure yet. Obviously, by clicking this video, at the time you're watching it, you'll understand if we put the 302 in or not. So, enough talking, let's get right in the video. Alright, so I just got some new carburetor studs / throttle body studs for the 302, so let's see if they... Okay. Yep. Boom. They do work. Perfect. I'm gonna put the other 3 in and we can set the throttle body on the intake. Got the studs on right there. I'm going to put the throttle body gasket on like so. Boom. And let's set the throttle body on. I'm not sure which way the connector for the wire harness goes, this way, or I'm just gonna set the actual connector that way. Okay, yeah. So here's the throttle right there. Now let's get our washers and nuts. I believe it's a 1/2 inch. Yeah, it is. Sit it there, like so. Okay. Alright, nuts are on. Now I'm just going to use my open and box end. It's a 1/2 inch just to tighten them up. I believe torque on carburetor / throttle bodies, at least I know in the older vehicles, they're like, I want to say 140 to 188, like actually inch pounds. So I think it's like between 5 to 7.5 pounds for foot pounds. So that's like the equivalent of basic hand tight, or not hand tight, but like you can tighten that with your hand. Just get snug on there. Make sure that the gasket is seated properly. You don't want to over tight them because you don't want to snap a stud in your intake. That would not be good, but that's what's that should be the trick. I got the throttle body on and just realized I don't have like a center stud or like a air filter stud, so I'm gonna check our parts cabinet and see if one of the carburetors we have laying around has one, and I think they do. Let's see if it fits. I don't even see this, but it's kind of bent. So I don't know how well. Oh yeah, thread's in. Okay, I didn't use the bent side though, but yeah, this will do for now. Just get it on there. Put the air filter on. Gotta put the spacer on. The big O gasket's already on there, so there's the spacer. Bam. Bam. Bingo. The motor's kind of, I would say, 98% complete. Just missing obviously the front drive and the distributor, like little bracket right there. So missing that. I need to get that, but and filler caps, because I've gotten like 3 of them and none of them fit. And obviously we need to time it correctly. They're just sorry, I can't talk. The distributor cables are just kind of plopped right there. That's obviously not the permanent location, but other than that, it's pretty. Like I said, it's 98% complete. Got the new motor mounts as well. Just testing, make sure the nut thread's on there. Other ones in the box. So new motor mounts. Then got some clutch line and the new clutch master cylinders. So I'm gonna start taking the old one out and throw the new one on. All right, so I don't know if you can see it, but right there, where the light's shining, right there. Oh, focus. There we go. All right, there is the back part of the clutch master cylinder. So there was a pin on there. I already took it out. And there's 2 bolts. Right, one's right there, and there's another one above. So I gotta kind of snake my way through it and get those out. Then I should be able to pull it from the engine bay or from the firewall. As I'm trying to fight with this, my this little pin keeps coming out of my wobbly socket or wobbly extension. Craftsman, you suck. These things are garbage. Constantly having to beat this crap back in there. This is taking way longer than it should. So now it's going to take even longer because I'm about to spray some PVD blaster on these bolts and just let them soak and take like a 5-minute break. Oh, completely missed. Completely missed again. Stop moving. Completely missed again. There we go. This probably isn't good for wiring, but whatever. That is the clutch master cylinder from the outside connected to the firewall. And it has that hose right there that goes all the way down. So that's going to be replaced with some braided line. But yeah, I'm going to let those bolts soak in PVD blaster. Maybe it'll make my job a little easier. And I'm going to try to clean the bell housing a little more, then hope to maybe throw it back on. Also, side note, we finally got the correct weather stripping, so that's on the way. While I was waiting on the PVD blaster to sit, I did throw the grill on and the trim piece, and man, it looks sweet. It's starting to look like a truck again. If you're OG and watched all the original videos, you can definitely tell how much this truck has come along. Oh, it looks so good. All right, let's go check that nut. All right, so I had to take out all these bolts on this little plate right here. This bolt on this little big clamp. The sting shaft, it's loose. Not the sting shaft, the string column. Just for that bottom bolt to freaking break. Oh, not bolt, but like nut on that stud back of the master cylinder. You freaking kidding me? Oh, dude, I have broken so many nuts and bolts on this truck just because everything is so fragile. Oh, finally. Let it drop down. Add it to the other collection of broken bolts. I think this came off the top of the shock. Just gonna add that right there. Oh, it's frustrating. Would you be shocked if I told you that the other one broke too? Honestly, I'm not even mad about this. I was getting hardware, but dude, these things were on freaking tight. I was actually kind of hoping this one would break, so I just stopped messing with it. And how I broke it is probably the easiest way to break a nut when it's stuck on really hard and you're already replacing the other one. Get your little Milwaukee stubby, turn that thing to setting 3, and let her rip. So torquey, flew the socket off. Just I'm adding it to the vice of shame with all the other broken pieces of junk. All right, got both of them out, both of the nuts off. Now I try to push that grommet out. Bye-bye. All right. Whew, that was a pain. All right, got the clutch valve cylinder out, as well as the slave cylinder. That's probably gonna have to replace too. Yeah, that's pretty nasty if you ask me. So time to look for a slave cylinder on the old interweb. I'm gonna leave that whole bracket and situation disassembled until we until I get the new one in, because I don't really want to mess with this anymore. But definitely got to save that pin so don't lose that. Here's the braided line, so we don't have to use that crappy old line anymore. And here's the new clutch master cylinder. So focus. There's. So yeah, a lot better than the other one was. I thought I had a nut that would fit, that came out of my nut assortment set, but it doesn't fit. So I'm gonna have to go by Ace Hardware or something and get 2 more nuts. But it's okay, I already have 2 nuts. There's kind of a side-by-side comparison. That's obviously old, that's the new. And that braided line is replacing this line right here. So, yippers. All right, got the new clutch master cylinder in. Obviously got new hardware for it. Focus, please. Got 2 nuts from Ace Hardware. Got the new piece on, the little quadrant thingy and the pin in. Then got the plate and that nut back in, so all that is squared away. Now I'm going to connect the braided line to the end of the master cylinder, or I guess the front of the clutch master cylinder. Then I ordered a clutch slave from O'Reilly, so I got to pick up that tonight as well. So then the other end will be going to the clutch slave or slave cylinder. All right, it's nice and secure. Ignore this. This wiring is going to be fixed, but that wasn't too bad. Just a little like pin to go on the bottom. Then I put an O-ring on it. Then the braided line runs down there. Focus, please. Thank you. Then this end will be connected to the slave cylinder. Focus, focus, focus. There we go. So yeah, then it'll connect to the bell housing / transmission right there, I believe, if I remember correctly. So yeah. Just go back from O'Reilly's. Got the new slave cylinder. Now let's swap them out of the bracket, put the new one in, and get the braided line in. The old one's a bit corroded, but yeah, she'll fit because this piece right there is all corroded and fell off. But yeah, once I get this off, I'm gonna clean the bracket, pressure wash it because it's got a lot of gunk on it. I'm gonna pressure wash it and paint it black. So I'm gonna get right to this. So I got the bracket cleaned. Looks a little better than what I did before. Focus, please. Please focus. There you go. Looks a little better. Still a bunch of gunk everywhere, even after hitting it with the wire brush after I pressure washed it. So probably not gonna paint it. Looks a lot better than it did before. So I'm gonna slap the new slave cylinder on it, then take it over to the truck and connect the line to it. All right, we're in the engine bay for the night. We're being a 302 for the night. So I'll plop this up right. Oh. There we go. All right, so here's our line. Here's our braided line. Here's the slave cylinder. Little port right there. That comes off. It's a little loose, but it won't come out. Before you put the braided line into the port, you're going to take this O-ring and slap it on right there. Then it also comes with like this little plastic piece right there that I'll show you where to put. Then you should go. All right, finally beat that thing in there, like that little like pin. So the braided line is in there tight now, so we're all good to go. And I'm going to call it a night because there's mosquitoes flying everywhere. So tomorrow should be clutch, flywheel, and wrapping up the motor, like the distributor bracket and stuff like that. So let's hope for the best tomorrow. All right, go back from Summit, my favorite place ever. Got flywheel some flywheel bolt kit, and it came with some assembly looms, so that's good. Got the motor mount ARP studs to actually like connect the motor mount to the block. Distributor cap, some wire looms. Found this pretty good harmonic balancer. Has some sticky stuff on there, so I gotta use Goo Gone to get that off. But I found this harmonic balancer at the Summit Scratch and Dent place, so that'll be nice. Little like reducers for the headers. They come with the O2 sensor bung already on it, so that's nice. Clutch fork from NPDE came in, and weather stripping, the correct weather stripping kit. So we had some work to do today. Wire looms are on. Kind of cleaned it up a little bit. Got that side on as well. So now I'm going to put the distributor little cap thingy on, or like a little bracket or clamp. Take this off right here, then put the plate on so we can put the motor on the hoist, then put the flywheel and clutch on, and motor mounts as well. So yeah, then hopefully we can drop it in. Got the plate on. Motor mounts are on as well. So now to disconnect the motor from the engine stand and on the hoist, then we can put the clutch and flywheel on.
Gotta put the
motor's on the engine hoist. Now we're going to back blue in this way and kind of get ready for it over there. So we're gonna install the motor over there, but we still gotta do the flywheel and pressure plate, then put the bell housing back on the transmission. So we're gonna get everything situated real quick. All right, we got the truck in, got the motor over here. Now time to put Z flywheel and Z clutch on. What are you doing? Box body 10.
pulling out the pilot bushing.
The correct way?
The only way. Deja vu all over again. This is exactly what happened on the other one.
Finally got the pilot bushing out. Now I put the new one in, which is right here. Before we do anything else, I'm just gonna knock some stuff off here and make sure that the pilot bushing fits, and it does. So we're good. All right, got the pilot bushing in. Now it's time to put the flywheel.
That is not even remotely going to work. What are you doing?
Putting the ARP fasteners with ARP special lube on there, because this motor has a lot of nice parts going in kind of a roadkill truck. Got the flywheel on and all seated. Now I'm just going to do the first round of torque with 36 pounds and go back at 85. So it's the next day. We have a minor setback. We completely forgot about the block plate, so got to put that back on. So we got to take the flywheel off, and we're having some issues with the ARP bolts. They keep, every time we thread them in, they keep backing out and they keep popping out of the threads. So we thought it was the correct ones. We looked it up and it says the correct ones, so we're kind of stuck on that. But other than that, I mean, it's coming along. We're about to put the bell housing on, so just gotta kind of figure out the bolt issue, put the block plate on, then we should be good to go.
What are we doing?
We're torquing the pressure plate.
Which bolts?
The Mr. Gasket ones.
So Mr. Gasket to the rescue whenever ARP failed us because the ARP bolts were too short and they kept popping out.
Yep. Okay, so we got the block plate back on. I threw the bell housing on, and now my dad is putting the clutch fork and the throw-up bearing on real quick. Then we're going to attempt to drop it in. Let's see if the headers...
You gotta take the old throw-up bearing off. We forgot about that.
Oh, looks like we forgot to take the old throw-up bearing off. But I'm curious to see if the headers are gonna stay on the motor when we drop it in or not, because in my F100, we had headers on and we had to bang them up and take them off, and it was this big hassle because it was such a tight fit. So we'll see. All right, we got the, actually since you are terrible at it, got the clutch fork on the throw-out bearing and the bell housing. Now, this marks our first attempt at trying to put the motor in the truck. Headers try to come off, so now we're gonna give it another shot. So we zip tied the water pump to get an angle, and now we use my grandpa's belt, cut the zip tie, and hold it.
Belt complete. So we want to slack down.
Yeah, down.
Just a little bit,
super
because
slow.
then we're going to have
And
to lower the jack.
I'll guide it into the motor nuts. It goes super slow. I'll go stop. Grab to go forward a little more.
Forward.
Yeah.
I'm putting on something.
Well, we're on the, I'm going to lower the jack, because I think the tip of the input shaft is in violation.
Alright. Motor is in, just gotta realign the transmission, then we should be good to go. Alright, the motor is free from an engine hoist. It is connected to the tranny. And we just got the clutch slave cylinder to go into the clutch fork. So now the next kind of obstacle is going to be see if the headers fit with the clutch slave cylinder. So that's kind of where we're stuck at right now. But once we get the headers on, we should be A1. So this is going to be the end of today's video. By, like I said in the beginning of the video, and by the title of this, what this video is going to be called, this is going to be part 1 of probably 2, possibly 3. Not too sure, but this is definitely be part 1. So thank you for watching. I know it's a little longer video. Hope you like it. Leave the feedback in the comments if you like the longer video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and see you on the next one. Peace out.